Welcome to Computer Graphics and Visualization subject. In that module 1, that is overview of computer graphics. Today we will discuss line drawing algorithm. In line drawing algorithm, that is Bressham's line drawing algorithm. An accurate and efficient raster line generating algorithm developed by Bressham, scientist called Bressham. It scan converts line using only incremental integer calculations that can be adapted to display circles and other curves. Again, this can be used for drawing circle and other curves. Sampling at unit x intervals, we need to decide which of two possible pixel positions is closer to the line path at each sample step. Right, again here in this, as I told in DDA line drawing algorithm, DDA line drawing algorithm was floating point operation, means it is having floating point operation, because in every x and y calculation there was a m. Once m comes, that is delta y by delta x, then you will get a floating point result. Then you have to round off those, then after rounding off, then you have to display. These round off function may take more time during processing, because as we have compared with integer and floating point operations will take more time compared to integer operations. That's why to remove that floating point operation, this Bresham's line drawing algorithm will use the incremental integer calculations. Right here, integer calculations only will prefer for calculating next pixel value. Again, same problem here, also same problem. What is that problem? We need to decide which of the two possible pixel positions is closer to the line path at each sample step. Again, same problem here. When your slope is less than 1 and slope is less than or equal to 1, at that time you are incrementing in x direction every time by 1 unit, but you will face a problem in y. Which y I have to select? Whether I have to select y or yi plus 1. Whether I have to select yi or yi plus 1. Every time you will face this problem when your line slope is less than 1. And line slope is greater than 1, then you will face a problem with respect to x. At that time y will increment continuously by 1 unit. Then you will face which x, whether I have to select xi or xi plus 1 for next pixel. That problem here also will face. To calculate that which next pixel on each step, we will go for integer calculations. Here we will avoid floating point operations, because floating point operation will take more time for execution. Right? This is what Bressham. Why the name again Bressham? For the scientist developed by Bressham. That's why the name they have named it as a Bressham line drawing algorithm. Then next we will go to derivation of the Bresham's line algorithm. Means how to evaluate next point, what are the conditions, right? How to judge which pixel next I have to draw. That for that we will derive the equations. Then by using those equations we will come to know how to decide whether I have to go for next pixel or I must be remain in the same y value when m is slope is less than or equal to 1. Right? Here for doing this derivation we have to assume some of the assumptions we have to do. The assumptions are input line endpoints at x1 y1 and x2 y2. Means again input is only we have to provide the endpoints of that line, that is x1 y1 x2 y2. Condition is x1 is less than x2, x1 is less than x2. Means always increment, positive increment, means we are moving from left to right. Right, you can move from right to left. Right, in last DD algorithm I have told that if you are moving from right to left, then your that m will be decremented, increment factor will be decremented. If you are going from left to right, then increment factor will be added. Right, then line slope is less than or equal to 45, that is your line is within, slope of line is less than or equal to 1. Slope of line is less than or equal to 1, means you are nothing but we are drawing a line between the x axis and between 45 degree line. We are drawing a line between 45 degree and x axis line. In that quadrant we are drawing a line. Right, if this is the case, then x coordinate is incremented in steps by step of 1. Always x will increment a step of 1. Y coordinate is computed here. Y coordinate you have to compute, because when the slope of line is less than 1, you are drawing a line between 45 degree line and x axis. In that case always you are incrementing x by 1. Right, there is no problem with x. Means if you are drawn first time x equal to 0, then next time you should draw x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3 like this. That's why there is no problem with x. But in this movement when you are going for x equal to 1, at that time your line may intersect y equal to 0 and y equal to 1, right? Here we will face a problem with y, because that line may cross y equal to 0th pixel as well as y equal to first pixel. In that case, whether you have to select y equal to 0 or y equal to 1 to draw next pixel, right? That is the problem. That's why you have to compute y coordinate in this when slope is less than 1. That is generic line equation. In DD algorithm only we are saying that is y equal to mx plus b. This line equation you have to make. These are the assumptions you have to make. You have to provide only end points of a line. Then condition is always x1 is minimum, then the x2, then slope of line is less than or equal to 1. Then if this is a condition, always x will increment by 1. We have to calculate y, which y I have to pick for next pixel, that we have to compute. Then line equation is y equal to mx plus b. These are the assumptions we have to make. By making these assumptions, we will move to derivation, right? Then this is one example, right? Means this is how, where I have to draw a line, right? I have to draw line, this line, right? Assuming that, again what assumption we have made, then again already assuming that I have drawn this pixel, we have drawn this pixel, that pixel we have drawn at yi, xi, yi pixel already we have drawn. Then I have to move on this line to the end point. This end point, this is y equal to mx plus b. In this line, when I am moving, then after xi, yi, which next pixel I have to draw, whether I have to switch on this pixel or whether I have to switch on this pixel, because this line has intersected this pixel also as well as this pixel. Means this part of this line is on this pixel, this portion of this line is this pixel. That's why when you have drawn xi, yi, what is next pixel here? Whether you have to switch on this pixel or I have to switch on this pixel. Which one I have to? Only one pixel I have to switch on. I cannot switch on both the pixels. Right? That's why either I have to switch on this or I have to switch on this. Then which one? Nothing but whether next pixel is xi plus 1 comma yi, whether your next pixel is xi plus 1 comma yi, or whether your next pixel is xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1. If this is yi, then this is yi plus 1. If this pixel is yi, then definitely this pixel is yi plus 1, then this is yi plus 2, like this. If this is xi, then xi plus 1, xi plus 2, xi plus 3. That's why in x direction we will not face any problem, right? Because x direction always will increment by 1, since y, a slope of line is less than 1, right? Once I switch on this line, then I will come to here, right? But when I am coming here, since my line has intersected two different pixels, this portion of line is on xi plus 1 yi, then this portion of line is on xi plus 1 and comma yi plus 1. This pixel position is xi plus 1 yi plus 1, this pixel position is xi plus 1 yi plus yi, right? Then which one among these two I have to select, so that my line looks very smooth, right? That we have to calculate here. This we have to calculate, right? That is, this decision we have to make. How to make? Again we have to take an integer operation here. We have to avoid, again one more condition in this is we have to avoid integer floating point operation. But somehow we have to decide which pixel. Then how to do that one? That's why assuming that wherever it is intersected, wherever it is intersecting, this is, we will take it as a y. This we will take it as a y, right? This is, we will take it as a y. Then this is anyway yi plus 1, this is yi, this is xi, this is xi plus 1. Then the distance between this y and yi, distance between y and yi we have taken d1. Then distance between y and yi plus 1, distance between y and yi plus 1 we have taken d2. These are the variables we will consider. These are decision variables. These are called decision variables. Depending on these decision variable, we have to select either this or this, right? Either this or this. How that theoretical concept I will tell. If the distance, if d2 distance is lesser than this, if d2 distance is lesser than d1, nothing but what? Your line is very close to this. Your line is very close to this. At that time, you have to pick this pixel. That is what? Xi plus 1, comma yi plus 1. Definitely I will pick this pixel. When if d2 distance is, if d2 is less than d1, if d2 is less than d1 is nothing but what? Definitely that line is very close to this pixel. Very close to this pixel. At that time I have to switch on this pixel. That is xi plus 1, comma yi plus 1. if d1 is less than d2, if d1 is less than d2, nothing but this distance is less than this distance, nothing but what, this line is very close to this pixel, this line is passing very near to this pixel. At that time I have to pick this pixel, nothing but I have to pick that time xi plus 1 comma yi, xi plus 1 comma y. That's why I have told there is no change in xi is always xi plus 1. Only problem with yi, whether I have to go for yi or yi plus 1, whether I have to pick this pixel or I have to pick this pixel. That is what yi or yi plus 1. That decision will make depending on the distance of these two variables, right? This is theory behind this. Then we will derive how to mathematically prove that distance is less, this distance is less, right? Then derivation. Assume that we already have location of pixel xi comma y. As I told already, means we have, so one more assumption, we have made, already we have drawn pixel here, means at xi yi already we have drawn a pixel, at xi comma yi already we have drawn a pixel. Now I have to draw either this pixel or this pixel we are fetching, right? And have plotted it, and already we have plotted this pixel. Now we are moving towards this side. Now when you are moving right side, since slope of line is less than 1, always xi plus 1, means I have to move right side always xi plus 1, xi plus 2, xi plus 3. When I am moving right side xi plus 1, then I will face a problem among these two pixels. At xi plus 1 I have these two pixels, whether I have to switch on this pixel or whether I have to switch on this, means I have a problem in y direction, right? That we have to decide here. Then what is the location of the next pixel? Now what is the location of next pixel? Whether location of next pixel is this or location of next pixel is this, means location of next pixel is xi comma y, xi plus 1 comma yi, whether next pixel is xi plus 1 comma yi or xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1, xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1, which one among these two, that we have to decide. That is geometric location of the line at x coordinate, geometric location line at x coordinate, that is xi plus 1. Xi plus 1 is equal to xi plus 1, that is xi plus, means xi plus 1 subscript is nothing but what, xi plus 1, means whatever xi is there, to this you add plus 1, means if xi is 0, then next is 1, then next is 2, then next is 3, that is what, xi plus 1, means whatever in subscript format I have written, that is xi plus 1, I will write equal to xi plus 1, both are equivalent, means I mean to say xi plus 1 in the sense next pixel, xi plus 1 is nothing but next pixel. If xi is 1, then next pixel is 2, if xi is 2, then next pixel is 3, that is the meaning of this, right? Then here, now when you are at xi plus 1, then y equal to m into xi plus 1 plus b, that line equation, this m x in general mx plus b, when you are at xi plus 1, when you are calculating at xi plus 1, then line equation will become y equal to m xi plus 1 plus b, that is plus, means replace x with xi plus 1, replace that m in mx plus b, I am substituting x value xi plus 1, I am substituting x value as xi plus 1, because I would like to calculate the which pixel at xi plus 1, right? That is equation number 1, where m equal to again dy by dx, that is a slope, dy by dx, that is delta y by delta x, or dy by dx, that is a slope. Again, what is the dy equal to y2 minus y1, dx equal to x2 minus x1. Then b is the intercept, what is where m is slope of a line, that is dy by dx, then b is the y-intercept, then what is the dx? Dx is x2 minus x1, from the assumption above that x1 is less than x2, again I have told x1 is less than x2, then dy equal to y2 minus y1, dy is y2 minus y1, this is equation number 1, equation number 2, this is equation number 3, right? Then next, here define, then what is d1 here, what is d1, right? d1 equal to y, from here this is y, because we have taken y, if this is yi, then this is y minus yi, d1 is what, y minus yi, that is d1 is y minus, means what is this distance, here you have y, here yi, you know yi, you know y. Then what is the d1? d1 equal to y minus y1. You will get d1. This distance how you will get? Y minus y1, right? Y minus yi, not y1, y minus yi. That is y minus y, because you have labeled this intersection as a y. Then this pixel you know already this is yi. This pixel you know already this is yi plus 1. Means center, we have taken a center. Actually this pixel, entire pixel is yi plus 1. Again this entire pixel is yi, right? But since we are taking at a center, that's why I am mentioning this is a yi, right? You know yi, you know yi plus 1, you know y. Then what is this distance? d1 is nothing but that is y minus yi, right? If I substitute this in line equation, that is m equal to m into xi plus 1 plus b minus yi, right? That is y value. If you substitute this in this equation, right? That is m into xi plus 1 plus b. In this, if I substitute the value of y, this value, if I substitute value of y, what is value of y? Y equal to m into xi plus 1 plus b. If I substitute y value, what is y? That is y is m into xi plus 1 plus b, then this minus yi, right? In this equation I have substituted the y value. I know what is y. Y is here from 1 is y. That y we have substituted here, that is from 1, right? From 1, if you substitute y value, then you will get this equation. Then what is the d2? d2 is yi plus 1 minus yi. You know yi plus 1 here, you know y, right? Then what is the d2? That d2 is yi plus 1 minus yi. From yi plus 1, if you subtract yi, then you will get this distance, right? From yi plus 1, if you subtract the y value, then you will get this distance, you will get this value, right? That way. That is what d2 is, yi plus 1 minus y. This is yi plus 1, this is y. That's why from here to here this is yi plus 1, then from here to here this is yi. From yi plus 1, if you subtract the y, then you will get this value. That is what we have done. That is d2. d2 equal to yi plus 1 minus y. Then again substitute the y value. Already you know what is y. Y value is m into xi plus 1 plus b. That we have substituted here. yi plus 1 remains same. Then m we will replace with that y value. That is y value is this. Right? I will substitute y value here. That is 1 m into xi plus 1 minus b. This is d1 and d2. Now d1 and d2 values are these. d1 is this, d2 is this, right? Then calculate d1 minus d2. Then you calculate d1 minus d2. Once you calculate d1 minus d2, if this result is less than 0, then you will come to know which is greater, which is smaller, right? That's why we will calculate d1 minus d2. d1 minus d2, right? What is the d1? d1 you have here. d1 you have here, right? Then d2 it's here. Then substitute, that is m xi plus 1 plus b minus yi, then since minus this is a plus, then plus will become minus, then already minus, this will become a plus, m into xi plus 1, this is minus, this will become plus. Then after simplification, that is 2m xi plus 1 minus 2yi plus 2b minus 1, equation number 4. After simplifying this, then you will get this value, that is 2m into xi plus 1 minus 2yi plus 2b minus 1, right? Then depending on this, that is if d1 minus d2 is less than 0, d1 minus d2 is less than 0 is nothing but what? d2 is greater. d1 minus, because you are doing d1 minus d2, if d1 minus d2 is less than 0 is nothing but what? Definitely d2 is greater. d2 is greater means this distance is greater. At that time you are very close to this point. At that time you are very close to this point. When you are very close to this point, then what is the y? Next yi plus 1 will become y. That's what yi plus 1 will remain yi, means same yi. This pixel you have to switch on. When if d1 is less than d2. d1 is less than, when d1 will become less than d2, when d2 is greater than, when d1 minus d2 is less than 0, when d2 is greater than d1, definitely result of d1 minus d2 will get less than 0. Nothing but d2 is greater value. When d2 is greater value, nothing but this line is not close to this pixel. This line is not close to this pixel at that time. This line is very close to this pixel. At that time, you have to pick this pixel. Then what is your yi plus 1? Yi plus 1 remains same, that is yi. Whatever you have taken previously, same pixel you have to switch on here. That is what yi plus 1 will become yi. When d1 minus d2 is greater than 1, if d1 minus d2 is greater than 1 is nothing but what? d1 is greater. d1 is greater. d1 minus d2, if it is greater than 0 is nothing but what? d1 is greater. d1 is greater in the sense what? This line is away from this pixel. That time this line is very close to this pixel. It is not on this pixel, but it is very close to this pixel. At that time, you have to pick this pixel. You have to pick this pixel. Already you are at yi. Then what is yi plus 1? Then yi plus 1 will become yi plus 1. That is this pixel. This pixel. That is yi plus 1. Yi plus 1 is nothing but next pixel. What is the next pixel? Next pixel is yi plus 1. That is here. Because already you are here. Now we will move. Means already in this row. Now we will come to this row. This is yi plus 1. Right? This is how we have to do this. This is equation number. This is equation number 4. This is equation number 5. This is equation number 6. Right? Then we want integer calculations. But again, if you take this one here, m, again m is there. Again m is there. If you take m, again you will get a floating point operation. Again you will get a floating point operation. As I had suggested in this algorithm at the beginning, we have to remove the floating point operation. We always you have to go for integer operation. Right? Somehow we have to remove this m. Means m in the sense floating point operation. M in the sense floating point operation. That we have to do. That's why we want integer calculations in the loop. Whenever you are, because every time I have to repeat this one. Once I come here, either I may select this pixel or I may select this pixel. Once I come to next pixel, depending on previous result, I may switch on this pixel or I may switch on this pixel. If once I come here, then again I may face same problem. Again I may get problem in these two pixels. Again I have to decide whether I have to switch on this, whether I have to switch on this. Somehow I have decided this. Then once I go to move, again I may face a problem between these two. That's why this is a repeated. Every time I have to repeat this decision. That's why I have to keep this one in a loop. But m is not an integer. If I keep this one in a loop, then m is not integer here. M is dy by dx. Definitely floating point operation comes. Then looking at the definition of m equal to what? Dy by dx. We see that if we multiply m by dx, if I multiply m by dx, if I multiply m with the dx, we shall remove the denominator and hence the floating point number. If I multiply m into dx, m is dy by dx. If I multiply with the dx, then this dx and that dx will get cancelled. Right? Only will left out with the dy. Like that I can remove the denominator. That is a floating point operation. Right? That we will do next. Then for this purpose, let us multiply the equation by dx at the and call it pi. For this purpose, let us multiply the previous equation by dx and call it pi. Now I will name it as a pi. That is pi equal to dx into d1 minus d2. Same, d1 minus d2. This equation where both sides will multiply by dx. Both sides will multiply by dx. That is what? That is pi. Now we will rename it as a pi. Right? That is equal to dx into d1 minus d2. The sign of the pi is same as the sign of the assumption 3. Whatever assumption 3 we have made, that is if d1 is less than d2, then sign is negative. d1 is less than d2, sign is negative. If d1 is greater than d2, then sign is positive. Again same, sign remains same. Right? That is what assumption we have made in 3. Then expand pi. Now we will expand the pi. Expand the pi. That is pi equal to dx into d1 minus d2. dx into what is d1 minus d2? Already d1 minus d2 here we have calculated. This is d1 minus d2. d1 minus d2 result we know. That is equation number 4. That is from 4. Then I will substitute, I will replace d1 minus d2 with its equation. That is 2m xi plus 1 minus 2yi plus 2b minus 1. Right? Then dx equal to, again if I replace m with dy by dx, then dy 2 into dy by dx again into xi plus 1 minus 2yi plus 2b minus from 2. Means from 2 I will replace m with its value, that is dy by dx. Then if I expand, if I multiply dx in square, whatever value is there in the square bracket, then what I will get? This dx and this dx will get cancelled. That is what? 2 dy xi plus 1. Because this dx and this dx will get cancelled, only 2 dy xi plus 1 I will get. Then minus 2 dx, already yi is there. That is because I am multiplying this dx in this whatever there in this square bracket. That's why 2 into dy dx, 2 into dx and this yi, right? Then already 2 is there, already b is there. To this I am multiplying dx. That's why there is 2 dx b. Means 2b I am multiplying dx. To 2b I am multiplying dx. That's why that is 2 into dx minus b. Then this is minus 1. Minus 1 with minus 1 I am multiplying dx. That is minus dx. Result of multiplication by dx means after multiplying dx with this equation you will get this, right? Then after simplifying this, 2 dy xi, 2 dy xy plus 2 dy, right? If I multiply 2 dy to this and to this, then I will get 2 dy xi, then 2 dy this, then minus 2 dxyi, then plus 2 dxb minus dx. Everything remains same, only to this I am multiplying with 2 dy. Then I will get this equation. Then after simplifying this, then I will get 2 dy xi, then 2 into dy, 2 into dy yi, 2 into dy, just rewrite equation, right? Minus 2 dx dy, then this 2 dy, then 2 dxb, then minus dx. This is a constant. This is a constant, equation 7. That will again, that's why whatever underlined equation is there from this equation, this remains the constant. That will rename it as a c here. Note that the underlined part is constant. Note that the underlined part is constant because it does not change during iteration. It does not change during iteration because there is no I factor, yi and xi factor. This is a constant. It will not change during the iteration. That's why does not change during iteration. We call it as a c. I will call this as a c. That is c equal to 2 dot dy plus 2 into dx into b, that is dx. Means whatever this I will replace, this we will call it as a c. I will rename that as a c. Hence we can write an expression for pi as pi equal to 2 dy xi minus 2 dxyi plus c. Means whatever underlined is there, I will replace this one with c. We will replace this one with c. That we have done here. We have replaced that one with c. C is nothing but this. What is c means? This, right? That is c. That is equation number 8. To decide whether to select pixel at xi plus 1 comma yi or at xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1, means whether to decide whether I have to pick this pixel or this pixel, that is pi plus 1. That is nothing but pi plus 1. Pi plus 1 equal to 2 dy xi plus 1, because you are at the next point. This xi will become xi plus 1, then this yi will become yi plus 1 minus 2 into dx yi plus 1 plus c, because you have to select next pixel. When you are, means to decide whether to select pixel at xi plus 1 comma yi or xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1 by defining pi recursively, that is pi plus 1. Means when you want to select next pixel, that is xi plus 1, xi will replace with xi plus 1, then pi will be replaced with pi plus 1. Wherever I is there, just to replace that I with I plus 1. That pi is there, that pi will become I plus 1, xi is there, xi will become xi plus 1, yi is there, that is yi will become yi plus 1. Then everything remains same. This is from 8. Means this is, if this is the current pixel, then what is the next decision value? What is the next pi? What is next pi? That is next is pi plus 1. To decide that one, you have xi plus 1, yi plus 1. Then again same thing. What is difference? Again, depending on this difference of these two, I may select xi plus 1 comma yi or xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1. If I calculate the difference of these two, then I will come to know which pixel I have to select. That's why pi plus 1 minus pi plus 1 minus pi equal to, you know pi value, you know pi plus 1 value. What is pi value and pi plus 1? Substitute those values in this equation. That is pi plus 1 is this, pi plus 1 is this, then pi is this. You substitute that pi. Then simplify this one. After multiplying and after simplifying, you will get 2 dy xi plus 1 minus xi After multiplication and after simplifying, you will get directly 2 dy into xi plus 1 minus xi minus 2 dx into xi plus 1 minus x minus yi. Right? Here we know what is xi plus 1. Xi plus 1 is what? Always x we are incrementing always by 1 unit. Means xi plus 1 is always fixed. Xi plus 1 is what? If xi is 0, then xi plus 1 is 1. Then next xi plus 1 is 2. Then next xi plus 1 is 3. Means we know the increment factor at x direction. We know the increment factor at x direction. That is xi plus 1 always. That is xi plus 1 minus xi is 1. Why xi plus 1 minus xi is 1? Because this xi plus 1 is always 1. Xi plus 1 is always 1. Right? That's why if I take this xi plus 1 always 1, then that is, or you can simplify like this also. You can do like this also. You can again, what is xi plus 1? Xi plus 1 is nothing but xi plus 1 you have taken. Xi plus 1 you have taken xi plus 1. You replace with this will become xi, then plus 1 minus xi. What will happen? Minus xi plus xi will get cancelled, then this remains 1. 1 will remain. That is the meaning of this. That is the meaning of this, right? Means simply what we have done in here, what we have done xi plus 1, I'll show here. Here, xi plus 1 equal to what? Xi plus 1. Xi plus 1 equal to xi plus 1. If I replace xi plus 1 with that value, here, xi plus 1 if I replace with that will become xi, then plus 1 minus xi. Then minus xi plus xi will get cancelled, only 1 remains. That is here we are written. Or xi plus 1 is nothing but always 1, then you substitute 1 here, then minus xi, right? That means that is the derivation. Then that's why this xi plus 1 will remain 1 here, right? That is what pi plus 1 minus pi equal to 2 dy into 1, because this entire factor will remain 1. I have told how you got 1, because xi plus 1 here, I will repeat once again, I will tell, you don't get confused. Xi plus 1 equal to xi plus 1 we have taken. If I replace this xi plus 1, subscript xi plus 1 to xi, then plus 1 if I replace, then this is a positive x, this is a negative x, this xi will get cancelled, only 1 remains here. That is what always. That's what means this factor, entire factor will become 1. That's why pi plus 1 minus pi equal to 2 dy into 1 remains 2 dy, then minus 2 dx, then yi plus 1 minus yi. This remains as it is. This is what pi plus 1 minus pi. Then recursive definition of pi. If I define recursively pi, means if you know previous pi, then what is the next pi plus 1? Then how to calculate next pi depending on the previous pi? If I write recursively, once you know previous pi, then how to calculate next pi? That is pi plus 1. Recursively, that is pi plus 1 means this pi, if I take pi right side, then this will become plus. That will become plus. That is pi plus 1 equal to pi plus 2 dy minus 2 dx into this. What we have simply to this equation, I have taken pi right side. We have taken pi right side. That is minus will become plus. Then everything remains same. That we have done, right? Then if pi is less than 0, nothing but what? When pi will get less than 0? When d1 is less than d2. Why pi is less than 0? Because what is pi? Again, what is pi? Pi is here d1 minus d2. Pi is actually d1 minus d2, right? Pi is less than 0 is nothing but what? d1 is less, right? That's why. If pi is less than 0, nothing but d1 is less. If d1 is less, then which pixel you have picked? You have picked this pixel, nothing but this line is very close to this pixel. At that time you have to switch on this pixel. At that time yi plus 1 minus yi. yi plus 1 minus yi means, what is yi plus 1? yi plus 1 remains yi, right? What is new yi? Again means you are at the same line. On this yi line you are at the same line. then this yi plus 1 will become yi. This yi and this yi will get cancelled because this is a plus yi, then this is a minus y, these will get cancelled, then this will become 0. 0 into anything, you will get a 0. That is what? That is a pi plus 1 equal to pi plus 2 dy, because yi plus 1 minus yi will get a 0. I understood? Because yi plus 1 is nothing but what? Next pixel. What is your next pixel? Same yi as same again same. Previously here at yi, then what is the next pixel? Next pixel also same yi, right? Same yi means next pixel becomes yi. That is, this is the next pixel. Then you replace this yi plus 1 with yi, then yi plus 1 will become yi. Yi plus yi minus yi will get cancelled. That becomes 0. 0 into anything becomes 0. Then that's why pi plus 1 is equal to pi plus 2 dy. Pi, because yi plus 1 minus yi becomes 0. If pi is greater than 0, pi is greater than 0 is nothing but what? Pi is greater than 0 is nothing but d1 is greater. At that time d2 is small. d2 is small in the sense this line is very close to this pixel. This line is very close to this pixel. When this line is very close to this pixel, at that time we are switching on this pixel. We are switching on this pixel. What is the position of this pixel? That is xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1. Xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1. What is the position of this? Xi plus 1 comma yi. You are switching on this pixel. That's why pi plus 1 will become pi plus 2 dy minus 2 dx. Minus 2 dx. Because yi plus 1 minus yi will become 1. yi plus 1 minus yi will become 1. Right? Again y plus 1 is nothing but yi plus 1, you will come here. Then yi plus 1 minus yi plus yi will get cancelled. You will get only 1, that is 1. That's why you will get this one. Means depending on previous pixel value, depending on previous distance, whether you are going to select this or this, that will be decided by this pi. If pi is less than 0, then next pixel is this. Next pixel is this. If pi is greater than 0, then next pixel is this. How to derive? These are the equations. These are the equations, right? We need to calculate the initial values. Now we have calculated at xi plus 1, xi comma yi. Now we are at xi comma yi. We don't know what is the initial value. Means when we are at x0 y0. When you are at x0 y0, what is the first initial? That is a p0. That's a p0, right? Once you know p0, then from p0 you can come to p1, then you can come to p2, then you can come to p3, like that up to end, right? That's why we need to calculate the initial value for the parameter p0. First you must know the p0. In general we have calculated, assuming that already we have drawn some point here. But how you have drawn this point here? Before drawing this point, you must know previous value. You must know what is the previous pi. You must know what is the previous pi. Then before drawing this one, you must know previous pi. Like that, what is the previous first decision value? The first decision value is p0. First pi is p0. You have to calculate p0 first. Once you know p0, then you can come to p1, p2, p3, p5, like this. Yeah, that's one. Pi equal to, you know pi equation. We know pi equation from 7. If you go to 7, then this is the pi equation, right? From 7 pi is this equation, right? Then again I have removed the c values we are substituted here. Then p0, we are calculating at a p0. I is nothing but means I want first starting decision value. We know, but what is when I is 0? When I is 0, that is what? 2 into dy x0. When I is 0, nothing but you are at initial. What is x? X is 0. Then means initial values of x and y. Initial values of x and y are what? x0, y0, right? Then because you have taken I 0, wherever I is there, you substitute just 0. These are very first points of your line, because starting point you are entering. Always you are entering a starting point and end pointing. You know starting point and end pointing. Once you know starting point and end starting points, you can calculate p0. When you know starting points, very easily you can calculate p0 because everything is here, right? That's why this. Then this is 9. Then for the initial point on the line, for the initial point on the line, then what is the line equation? That is y0 equal to mx0 plus b, right? This line equation will become y0 equal to mx0 plus b, because x is x0 initially, m plus b. Therefore b equal to, if you take b out, b equal to y naught minus dy by dx. Again m is what? Dy by dx, that is slope of line. Then x naught, simply I have taken b this side, y will come this side, right? That is y naught, this equation. Then substituting the above for b in 9, we get, substitute above equation for b in 9, means you substitute whatever you have calculated, you replace this b with this value, because here you have b, b will be, you know b, what is b, you substitute that b in this equation. Then after substituting that b value in this equation, you will get this, means you have replaced that b with this value. Then after replacing, after expansion, you will get this. After simplifying, then after regrouping, means after simplifying and regroup, you will get this one. Again after simplifying, you will get this one. Again after simplifying, you will get this one, right? Here again, whichever will get cancelled, you get cancelled, that one, minus dy x naught, then plus, means minus dy x naught minus 2 dy x naught, then minus 2 dy x naught is there? No. Then here 2 dy x naught, here this plus 2 dy x naught minus 2 dy x naught will get cancelled, this and this will get cancelled, right? Then minus 2 dxy naught plus 2 dxy naught will get cancelled, this is minus 2 dxy naught, this is plus 2 dxy naught, this will get cancelled. Then only this will remain, that is 2 dy minus dx, that is what? 2 dy minus dx, that is p naught equal to 2 dy minus dx. Then what is dy? Dy you know, y2 minus y1, dx you know, x2 minus x1, nothing but last point minus first point in y direction, then last point minus first point in x direction, because you are entering those values, starting point and end point we are entering at the beginning, that's why you know. Again, is there any floating point operation here? No. If your input is integer, you will get integer result, right? This is what? P naught, means once you know P naught, then you can calculate P1. How to calculate P1? If P naught is less than 0, if P naught is less than 0, then you will come here. If P naught is greater than 0, then you will go here, then that will become P1, then you will come to P1. Then when you are calculating P2, then check the P1. If P1 is less than 0, then you will switch on this one. If P1 is greater than 0, you will switch on this one. Then you will come to P2. Then you are supposed to calculate P3. Then depending on P2, you will calculate P3. If P2 is less than 0, you remain here. If P2 is greater than 0, you will go here. Like this you repeat. That's why depending on previous PI, I will select the next PI plus 1. Depending on previous, next PI plus 1 will be selected. That is, in general, if PI is less than 0, means PI is nothing but what? Previous, because we are calculating next PI plus 1. If previous PI is less than 0, then next PI plus 1 is PI plus 2 dy. Already we have derived here. PI plus 2 dy. If PI is less than 0, then PI plus 1 equal to PI plus 2 dy. Right? If PI is greater than 0, then PI plus 1 equal to PI plus 2 dy minus 2 dx. That we have done. Right? These are the equations we have to use it in loop, repeated loops, then automatically we will get the line. This is initial point. Is there any floating point operation in this? Right? This is a 2 dy. Dy is what? y2 minus y1, integer operation. Dx is what? x2 minus x1, again integer operation. There is no floating point operation in this. Like this we have removed floating point operation. Then depending on the distance, we will select the next pixel. This is what? The derivation of those that Besalam line does. In short, if I write in algorithmic format, then input line endpoints x1 y1 and x2 y2. Algorithm means you must input the line endpoints x1 y1 x2, means starting point and end point. Then calculate all the constants, whatever constants you require for your algorithm. You require dx, x2 minus x1, you require y dy, y2 minus y1, you require 2 dy, 2 dy minus dx. All these constants we are derived in our derivation. These all constants once you calculate, right? Then assign value to the starting parameter. Assign value to the starting parameter, that is k equal to 0, p naught equal to 2 dy minus dx, because starting value remains same, that is 2 dy minus dx. Already we have derived in derivation. Then plot the pixel at x1 y1, means first pixel you draw. first pixel you draw at x1 y1. Once you have drawn x1 y1, then what is your p0? P0 is this is p0, right? Then for each integer x coordinate xk along the line, for each integer x coordinate xk along the line, if pk is less than 0, then plot pixel at xk plus 1 comma yk, right? If pk is less than 0, means previous decision value is less than 0, then next pixel you are drawing this, if pk's previous decision value is greater than 1, then next pixel you are drawing here, right? Then after drawing, calculate new pi. Then what is new pi? That we have to calculate, right? If pk is less than 0, then plot that first. Then what is pk plus 1? Now pk plus 1 will become pk plus 2 dy. Pk plus 1 will become, if pi is less than 0, then pi plus 1 will become pi plus 2 dy. Right? Note that 2 dy is a pre-computed cost. Already we have computed here. Else plot pixel at xi plus 1 comma yi plus 1. Otherwise you plot this, then pi will be changed here. Pi plus 1 will change, that is pi plus 1 is this. If pi is greater than 0, then pi plus 1 formula is this. If pi is less than 0, then pi plus 1 is this, that you calculate. That is pk plus 1 equal to, instead of I we have taken k here, pk plus 1 equal to pk plus 2 dy minus dx, this formula. Because once pi is less than 0, then pi plus 1 is different. If pi is greater than 0, then pi plus 1 is different. That's why we have to calculate that one, right? Pk plus 1 equal to pk plus 2 dy. Note that again 2 dy minus 2 dx is pre-computed constants. Already we are assuming that already we have calculated pre-computed. Then increment k, every time increment k while xk is less than or x2, means in x direction from starting x to end x till you reach, you repeat this. Once you reach at end x, then you stop. This is the algorithm, right? We will see one example. Calculate the points between the starting coordinate 9, 18 and the end coordinate 14, 22. There is a line between 9, 18 to 14, 22. This line I have to draw, right? Then solution. Given starting coordinate, they are given, that is x0, y0, that is 9, 18. Then x and y and end coordinate they are given, that is x and y and that is 14, 22. Then for first point, step 1, right? Calculate delta x, delta y from the given input. Calculate delta x, delta y. Delta x is 5, delta y is 4, this is 5. Then step 2, calculate the decision parameter. Decision parameter calculate, that is pk equal to 2 delta y minus delta x, right? That is 2 into 4, right? 2 into 4, that is delta y, because initial starting parameter, that is calculate the decision parameter, that is initial point. Then initial point is this. Here we are calculating this, that is when k is 0, that k is 0, we are calculating this, that is 2 delta y minus delta x, that is delta y is 4, that is 2 into 4 minus 5, that is 5, that is 3, means p0 is 3, right? So decision parameter p0, this is not, pk is nothing, p0 is 3, then here as pk is greater than 0 here, means p0 is greater than or equal to 0, yes, because p0 you got 3, p0 you got 0, definitely it is greater than 0. If greater than 0, then what we have done, if that is a greater than 0, I have to calculate this, pk becomes this, pk plus 1 will become this, that we have to do, right? So case 2 is satisfied, that is case 2 is satisfied. Thus pk plus 1 equal to this formula, pk plus 1 equal to pk plus 2 dy minus 2 dx, that is pk plus 1 equal to plus 2 delta y minus 2 delta x minus 2 delta x. Here we have taken 2 delta y minus dx dy dx, there we have taken delta x and delta y, right? Then that is what pk is what 3, already I calculated pk in previous step, that is pk is 3, then 2 delta y is 4, then 2 delta x is 5. Then if you evaluate this one, you will get 1, pk plus 1 will become 1, pk plus 1 will become, means p1, this is p1, p0 was 3, now p1 will become 1, P1 will become 1, that is xk plus 1 equal to xk plus 1, that is 9 plus 1 10, means new xk plus 1 is 10, then yk plus 1 is yk plus 1, that is 18 plus 1 19, because when your pk plus 1 is greater than 0, when your pk plus 1 is greater than 0, which pixel you are drawing? When previous pk, that is p0 is greater than 0, at that time you have drawn this pixel, that is xk plus 1 yk plus 1. That's why xk plus 1 yk plus 1, xk is already 9, then 1 means 10, then yk is 18, then 1 means 9, that is 19, means you are drawing that is new, that is if that is x0 y0, then this x1 y1 will become 10 comma 9, 10 comma 19, 10 not 10 comma 9, 10 comma 19, right? Then similarly step 3 is executed until the end point is reached, then you repeat this step 3 until end point is reached, or number of iterations equals to 4 times, that is number of iterations equal to delta x minus 1, that is 5 minus 1, that is 4 times you have to repeat, means or till end of x2, till the end point in x direction you repeat. Step 3 will be repeated. For second point step means second point in the sense already you have drawn x0 y0, x1 y1, x2 y2, we are supposed to draw x2 y2, that is for first point pk equal to 1. For first point pk equal to 1 means p0 you have calculated, p1 you have calculated here, this is the p1, then here what you got, p1 you got 1, p1 you got 1, is p1 is greater than 1, 0, is p1 greater than 0, yes, again as pk is greater than 0, so again case 2 is satisfied, again this same case, again case 2 is satisfied. Once pk greater than becomes 0, then pk plus 1 is this formula, right? Again thus pk plus 1 equal to pk plus 2 delta. If pk is less than 0, then you are supposed to select this. If pk is less than 0, then pk plus 1 you have to calculate by using this equation. But till now we not got pk less than 0, because p1, as I told here, previous pk, that is p1, as I told, this is p0, this is p0, this is p1 I got 1, I am supposed to calculate what is P2. To calculate P2, depending on previous value I have to calculate, that is Pk, that is P1 is greater than 0, so case 2 will be satisfied, that is Pk equal to this. Then again what is Pk? Pk is 1, means P1, Pk is nothing but P1, then 2 into 4 minus 2 into 5, you will get minus 1. Now you will get less than 0. This Pk you got less than, that is P2 you got less than 0, right? You got P2, but before that you have to draw the previous, because before that only you are drawing, before that only you have to draw, right? That's what here xk plus 1 comma xk plus 1 equal to this, yk plus 1 equal to yk plus 1, that is 90, means next x2, this is previous is x0 y0, x1 y1, then x2 y2, you have to draw L1 comma 20, then for next point, since you got negative here, pk is less than 0. Once pk less than 0, then your pk plus 1 will become this, right? That we have calculated in short here. Initial point 9 comma 18, then first iteration you have calculated 10 comma 19, then second iteration you have calculated L1 comma 20, but this pk you have got pk minus 1. When pk is minus 1, then which pixel you have selected? When pk is minus 1, that time you have selected xk plus 1 minus yk, xk plus 1 comma yk, right? xk plus 1 comma yk. When your previous pi, when you are going for next, when you are calculating previous pi, at that time what is the next pixel? Next pixel is xk plus 1 comma yi, xk plus 1, xk is L1, then xk plus 1 will become 12, then yi remains previous value, that is 20, remains 20 here, because here this you see here plot xk plus 1 yk, means still you are at previous yk, nothing but you have taken this pixel, you have taken this, you are not moved here, you have taken same pixel, right? That is what here, because you got minus, once you got minus, then you will not, when you are calculating next value, you will not change that one, right? Again you got plus here, if you get plus, then you will go to this equation, if previous pi is greater than 0, then pk plus 1 will become this, that we have calculated, right? That is again, means what pixel you have to draw? xk plus 1 comma yk plus 1, xk plus 1 comma yk plus 1. That's why xk plus 1 is previously xk is 12, xk plus 1 will become 13. Then previously yk is 20, yk plus 1 will become 21. Again you got 5, again you got 5. This is again greater than 0. Once you get greater than 0, then next pixel in x direction and new pixel in y direction. That is xk plus 1 is, xk is 13, xk plus 1 is 14, yk is 21, yk plus 1 is 22. Then these are your end points. These are your end points. Then all 4 iterations you have done. That's why you stop here. You stop here. Right? Like this you calculate for all the points. Right? This is all about Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. Thank you.